Nearly 80% of dog owners curl up each night with their furry best friend at their side. But almost nobody stops to question what's really behind this popular ritual. Is it just cozy convenience? Or is there something deeper going on when your dog picks your pillow over their plush bed? Some animal behaviorists whisper that this habit isn't as innocent as it seems. In fact, it might reveal secrets about your bond you'd never expect. Rumors have circled online forums for years, with people swapping stories about cuddly pups who seem sweet by day, then turn clingy or even territorial at night. Is your dog snuggling close because they trust you, or are they claiming control of your space? One stolen blanket at a time. Hidden motivations might be driving your dog's choice, and not all of them are as heartwarming as pet brands would have you believe. There's talk among trainers about dogs who start out at the foot of the bed, but slowly inch their way to the center, taking over the mattress with quiet determination. Some owners even admit they feel uneasy, like their dog is silently testing boundaries or reacting to invisible tensions within the household. And every now and then, a viral story blows up about a celebrity whose pampered pup refuses to sleep anywhere but under the covers, sparking debates about whether this is a sign of affection or a red flag for deeper issues. But that's just scratching the surface, because what might seem like a simple nighttime choice could actually be the key to decoding the entire relationship between you and your dog. And what happens when you dig into the instincts and ancient drives that influence where your dog sleeps? Things start to get a whole lot more complicated. Long before designer dog beds and memory foam mats, wild canines formed tight-knit packs, sleeping huddled together for safety and warmth. Your dog might look adorable burrowed in your duvet, but there's primal logic at play. Ancient instincts that don't just vanish because your pup lives in a modern home. Some trainers point out that in the wild, where a dog chooses to sleep says everything about their trust, status, and alliances. The closest spot to the leader was earned, not given. When your dog climbs into your bed, are they honoring you as the alpha or quietly challenging your authority? Rumors have swirled around dog communities about pets who guard their owner's side all night, never letting anyone else near. Some experts say this echoes age-old protective behaviors. Your canine might be on night watch, shielding you from threats you can't even see. But not everyone agrees. Behaviorists warn that a dog's relentless need to sleep with you can reveal hidden insecurities. It's the question sparking heated debates across dog forums and dinner tables alike. Does letting your dog sleep in your bed actually build real trust and affection? Or could it be revealing cracks in your relationship you'd rather not see? Some owners swear by the comfort of a warm body curled up at their feet, convinced it's a sign of an unbreakable bond. But a string of recent studies and a slew of viral confessionals suggest the truth is more complicated. There are stories floating around about dogs who turn clingy, even possessive, once they're allowed under the covers. Trainers warn that this isn't just a harmless quirk. Sometimes it's a symptom of deeper issues like separation anxiety or insecurity. In one particularly shocking case, an owner admitted her dog would bark and whine incessantly if she tried to reclaim her own space, turning bedtime into a nightly power struggle. She thought she was offering comfort, but experts later revealed her dog had started using bedtime as a way to control the relationship. Meanwhile, animal psychologists are divided. Some claim that co-sleeping releases oxytocin, the so-called love hormone, for both human and dog, forging a deep sense of trust. But others point out that it can blur boundaries, especially in households with multiple pets or children. There are even rumors that a few high-profile trainers flat out refuse to let their own dogs sleep with them, warning it can create behavioral problems that spiral out of control. One thing is certain: what seems like a sweet tradition could be hiding unexpected turmoil beneath the surface. But that's just the beginning, because what your dog's sleep spot reveals about you might be the most shocking secret yet. Some pet owners wake up every morning with a wagging tail pressed against their side and never question why their dog is glued to them all night. But behind those adorable snuggles, there's a side nobody talks about. For many dogs, your bed isn't just a comfort zone. It's a battleground for their deepest fears and hidden anxieties. Trainers have recently sounded the alarm over dogs who refuse to sleep alone, calling it the silent epidemic of canine insecurity. One viral story exploded on social media about a dog who shredded his own paws trying to claw his way into his owner's bedroom every night. Was it love or a desperate attempt to escape his own anxiety? Owners confessed in comment threads that their pups turned restless and agitated anytime they tried to enforce boundaries, with some even resorting to destructive behavior unless they were allowed in their owners' beds. Psychologists warn that, for some dogs, burrowing under the covers is a coping mechanism, a way to drown out the noise of loneliness, stress, or even depression. It's not always about affection. Sometimes it's pure survival mode. There's been a wave of speculation that some breeds are more prone to this kind of dependence, with rescue dogs and those from chaotic backgrounds especially vulnerable. But the controversy doesn't end there. Whispers in the dog training world suggest some pets may even use bedtime as a power move, marking territory, claiming control, and subtly pushing owners to bend the rules. It's an unsettling thought. Could your dog be using sleep as a way to manipulate your routines or mask deeper problems neither of you have faced? And for every story of a loyal companion quietly comforting their human, there's another where the dog's anxiety grows unchecked, spiraling into sleepless nights and household tension. But that wasn't the whole story, because new research suggests the real secret might not just be about your dog's emotions, but what their sleep habits reveal about you. Here's the twist nobody saw coming. Your dog's favorite sleep spot might be telling a story about you that goes way deeper than anyone expected. Recent studies have turned the tables on what experts thought they knew about canine behavior. It's not just your dog's emotions on display at bedtime. Sometimes their sleep habits act like a mirror, reflecting your own hidden stress, mood swings, or even unresolved conflicts. Researchers have uncovered patterns linking owner anxiety and depression to where a dog chooses to curl up at night. Owners prone to restlessness or insomnia often find their dogs glued to their side, almost as if the pet is soaking up all that nervous energy or trying to stand guard against invisible troubles. Rumors have spread through online communities about dogs who suddenly abandon their usual sleep spot after a major fight at home or during a family crisis. One viral thread shared a story about a woman who realized her dog stopped sleeping in her bed during her divorce, not out of anger, but as if he sensed her emotional turmoil and needed distance. Some psychologists argue that dogs pick up on microsignals, reading your body language and mood with terrifying accuracy, then adjusting their sleeping habits to avoid conflict, comfort you, or even take on the role of emotional caretaker. But it doesn't stop there. Certain trainers claim they've witnessed dogs who develop sudden sleep issues right after their owner's mental health takes a dive, almost like the pet is a living barometer for the household's emotional weather. Theories swirl about whether dogs use their sleep choices as a way to protect themselves from negative energy, or if they're desperately trying to fix something they can't understand. It's a controversial idea, turning the spotlight from the pet to the human, forcing owners to ask whether their own stress, sadness, or routines are silently shaping their dog's nighttime world. But that wasn't the whole story, because the next discovery would leave even veteran trainers stunned. Most dog owners have no idea that where their pup sleeps could be secretly affecting their pet's health, or even putting both of you at risk. Recent reports have uncovered some disturbing links between canine sleep arrangements and hidden dangers most people overlook. Vets have whispered about cases where dogs start showing mysterious allergies or recurring skin rashes, only for it to be traced back to lingering dust mites, unwashed linens, or even chemical residue from human skincare products left on the bed. One notorious story from a pet forum described a dog who developed chronic breathing issues, later linked to his favorite spot, right next to a scented candle his owner lit every night. The advice from specialists? What feels safe and snug to you might actually be a health hazard for your dog. But the controversy doesn't end with allergies. There's heated debate among veterinary experts about whether co-sleeping increases the risk of zoonotic diseases, those rare but serious bugs that can jump from pets to people. Some claim the risk is overblown, but alarming headlines have fueled anxiety, especially after a string of viral stories about parasites and fungal infections spreading through shared bedding. And then there's the overlooked danger of sleep disruption. Dogs with arthritis or undiagnosed pain who struggle to find comfort in a crowded bed, leading to restless nights, behavioral changes, and worsening health issues. One rescue group even leaked a story about a dog whose sleep was so disturbed by his owner's tossing and turning that he started showing signs of depression. It's a tangled web of risk and reward that most owners never consider. But with rumors swirling about long-term health consequences for both dogs and humans, the question lingers: is sharing your bed really worth the potential dangers? The next revelations would take the controversy even further. For years, debates have raged in hushed corners of the dog world about whether letting your pet share your bed could secretly sabotage your relationship. Some trainers tell stories about dogs who, after a few nights under the covers, started guarding the mattress like a treasure hoard, growling at spouses, kids, and even guests who dared to get too close. In one notorious case that set social media on fire, a celebrity trainer revealed he banned co-sleeping in his own home after his champion show dog became so territorial that it ruined friendships and nearly ended his marriage. The backlash was instant, with thousands chiming in, some blaming the owners for weak boundaries, others warning that co-sleeping was a recipe for disaster from the start. Experts are divided. Old-school behaviorists insist that blurred sleeping boundaries can trigger resource guarding, aggression, even full-blown behavioral meltdowns. One viral thread recounted a dramatic fallout. A rescue pup, allowed to sleep with his new owner, began biting anyone who entered the bedroom. The owner was devastated, calling it a nightmare that started with cuddles and ended with stitches. Yet other trainers fire back, arguing that most cases never spiral so far, claiming that problems only explode when there's already tension or confusion in the household. Rumors swirl about well-known dog owners who faced breakups, family rifts, or even lawsuits after a possessive pup turned bedtime into battleground. Some whisper about alpha dogs who use the mattress as a throne, issuing silent ultimatums with every growl or snap. With so many stories left untold, it's clear the risks go way beyond lost sleep. But that wasn't the end of it, because the strangest tales of all would come from the world's most famous dog lovers and the bizarre places their pets choose to call home. Every dog owner has that one moment when their pup suddenly abandons the usual sleep spot. No warning, no explanation. One night, your best friend is nestled at your feet. The next, they vanished to the hallway or snuck under the sofa. It feels random, but insiders claim these sudden shifts might be your dog's way of sounding an alarm. Rumors have swirled about dogs who abruptly refuse the bed right before a major life change. A move, a breakup, even a hidden illness. Animal behaviorists have started piecing together these cases, pointing out that canines often sense subtle changes in routine, emotion, or even physical health long before humans do. Take the viral story of a Labrador who spent years snuggled against his owner's side, until, out of nowhere, he started sleeping by the door. Weeks later, the owner discovered a developing health issue the dog seemed to pick up on, long before any symptoms appeared. In another case, a rescue pup who'd always craved contact suddenly sought solitude after his family started fighting more often. Some trainers warn these sleep spot switches can be your dog's silent signal of discomfort, stress, or even a brewing conflict you haven't noticed. Speculation is rampant online, with people swapping stories of pets who predicted pregnancies, breakups, or steered clear right before big moves. Experts say ignoring these changes is a mistake. Your dog's new favorite spot could be revealing more than you realize. But the real shock comes when you realize these signals might not just be about the present. They could be warnings about what's coming next. And what happens when you finally learn to read those silent messages? The answer could change your relationship forever. Think you know what your dog's nighttime habits really mean? Here's the twist nobody's ready for. Some trainers are convinced that your dog's favorite sleep spot might actually be predicting the future of your relationship, sometimes before you even see it coming. Reports have emerged from behaviorists about dogs who suddenly switch sides of the bed, gravitating toward a new partner or pulling away right before a breakup, almost like they're reading signs you haven't admitted to yourself. In a string of high-profile cases, people realized their dogs started avoiding the bedroom days before huge fights, job losses, or even major moves, leaving owners to wonder if the real warning signs weren't coming from the people, but from the pets who sensed it all first. There are stories circulating in tight-knit online groups about dogs who began sleeping at the nursery door weeks before a baby was born, or who refused to stay in bed right before their owner received a serious diagnosis. Theories range from wild speculation, some say dogs are psychic, to scientific explanations about scent and subtle changes in routine. But what's clear is that dogs seem to pick up on shifts in your life with almost supernatural timing, adjusting their nightly rituals in ways that hint at what's ahead. Some experts even claim your dog's changing sleep patterns can be an early warning system for stress, illness, or major emotional upheaval. So before you brush off your pup's bedtime quirks, think twice, because your dog might be signaling more than you realize. If you start paying attention, you could uncover the hidden messages woven into every bedtime routine. And just when you think you've figured it out, another unexpected twist could rewrite the rules of your bond forever.